Hey, Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
Hello.
What happened?
I'm sorry.
What happened?
I don't know exactly what happened. She rear-ended somebody.
Oh, that's great.
Right there by Myers. On Dixie, kind of between Valley Station and PRP.
Yeah.
She was in the fast hand lane, and she said she doesn't know what happened. But she ended up rear-ended this car. Her car is totaled. The left side of her chest is very swollen. She's in a lot of pain, and the only thing she keeps telling me is that Donald was there with her. She's seen him. Her airbag didn't deploy, but her head did not even hit the steering wheel. They said they don't understand why it didn't. That it barely hit the piece of whatever by your window.
Are you telling me that your mother had a vision of your deceased uncle?
She said he was there. Yes. That's all she remembers about it. She doesn't remember it happening. She don't know how it happened. But she is hysterical in the ambulance talking about, at first I thought she said she wanted Donald, and I said, I know, Mom, but he's here with you. She said, no, you don't fucking understand. She was like, I've seen him. He was here with me. I've seen him. What don't you understand? And that's all she keeps saying. She just starts bawling. I've seen Donald Wayne.
Okay.
But they're taking her to St. Mary and Elizabeth Hospital.
Was she on something today? Or is it the remnants of last night?
I don't know. I haven't seen her. I have not talked to her since we had words over her being like she was at the school yesterday. So I haven't talked to her since about 4:30 yesterday afternoon.
Y'all been having a lot of words, haven't you?
Yeah.
But you and I don't need to get into that, do we?
I mean, we can if you want to.
No. That's a personal issue between you and your mom. It's really none of my concern. So, back to... How many days was it after your uncle died that Donnie Huff called you and wanted to know where the money was? Did you know the money had been taken in a robbery?
Just what Mom had told me.
What did your mother? What did your mother tell you?
She said she hasn't done anything about it, and I told her that Donald told me that he had some things to do that I needed to have no part in. The less I knew, the better in this situation.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, supposedly it was $100,000 or $90,000, close to $100,000.
When did she tell you that?
She told me that right before we moved into the last house that we just moved out of. So it was the end of December, beginning of, It was the beginning to middle of December. Because we moved into that house on December 12th.
The beginning of December. You all have known this since the beginning of December.
I didn't know for sure. I just knew what Mom told me.
Okay.
Mom told me he just had some things to take care of.
When
I didn't know that's what it was.
When did Huff call you?
Jenny got a hold of me. When I talked to Donnie and he was questioning me, it was before Christmas, wasn't it? It was just maybe 2 or 3 days before Christmas.
So
Jenny Smith, yeah, she was writing me on Facebook Messenger and said that I needed to tell, because she kept saying I knew things too. I know you do. He trusted you. You need to tell Donnie everything you know. So I called Donnie and I was like, well, what do you think that I know that you should know? Because I don't know nothing. And that's when he instantly said, did Donald do any home renovation? And I said, not that I noticed. And he asked me last time I was in there, and I told him the day that Donald was shot, I went and fed and checked on Redbone. Because he won't let nobody else in the house but me or Mom. If Donald's not there. And I said, I didn't really go in. I just kind of opened the back door and put a bowl of food there and some water there. That was it. you really didn't pay attention to the floors, the walls. I said, why are you so concerned about his house? And that's when he told me he was told by an Eric that was in jail at the time, so in jail a few days before Christmas, that he seen with his own eyes Donald put the stuff in the floor. That's why Donald's door was kicked in.
Eric Graham?
He didn't say last name. He just said Eric, and he said that he was in jail. Because I said, well, why don't you have Eric take you and show you if you know? He said he can't. He's in jail right now. So, a few days before Christmas.
So you're saying that your mom told you that your Uncle Donald and Laquan Owsley did this robbery together?
Mom had told me that he was involved in it when Q tried to lure me out of the house. That's how Q tried to get me to trust him. Me and your uncle were partners. I would ride for him, I would die for him, and I don't believe that. I honestly believe with the way he was trying to get me out of the house at 3 o'clock in the morning and offering me $2,500 and wanting to take me right up down the hill, that he was going to see what I knew. And I honestly feel that.
When did he call you?
I was still working. It was when we went to Bardstown, which was what day, you remember? I could pull them all up on my phone, like dates, actual dates.
Charlie?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your husband?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Can he hear me?
No, but he can if you would like.
Nope, I don't.
Okay.
I want you to
No,
tell.
he can't hear you. He just had to drive me to check on my mom because I don't have a license. They took him.
Yes or no? Did you have a sexual encounter with Laquan Owsley?
No.
Then why did Laquan think that you would actually get in the car and go with him up Pendleton Hill? Oh, bullshit.
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you what, Charlie.
All I know
I've had it with this craziness between you and your mother about keeping things, not telling me everything you know, but then you call me and your mother calls me every day, do I know anything else about the murder of her brother? When you all have known this shit for the last 2 months about this freaking robbery.
When it first happened, I did try to reach out to you several times, and you never returned my call. Mom told me to leave it alone. She would take care of it. So I'm sorry on that. But I do not call and ask you questions about Donald.
I didn't say you did. I said your mother calls me every day.
Things from you. All I know is the first night that I fucking met him was at Donald's. We were in Donald's room. Me, him, and Lee. We in. This guy walks in.
Who did they rob, Charlie?
I don't know.
Where does the guy live? Where does the guy live?
I don't even know that. But Donnie Huff said he did. Mom told me it was Q's cousin or dating his cousin, but it was somebody in Q's family.
Where did he live at?
I'm sorry?
Where did he live at?
I don't know.
In the West End of Louisville?
No, that's not what Donnie Huff said.
What?
He ended up.
What did Donnie Huff say?
Shepherdsville is Bullitt County, and Weston's not Bullitt County.
There's no older black men that live in Bullitt County. Let me assure you of that.
Oh, well, see, I was told that it was a white person. I was told that it was a white man.
Okay. How much money did they rob him for?
Mom said 90 to 100, and either 2 ounces or 2 pounds.
Okay. 2 pounds of what?
Yes.
Okay.
2 ounces or pounds, I don't remember.
Who did your mom get this information from?
She wouldn't tell me. But when I talked to Donnie Huff, he told me it was $150,000 and 2 pounds of dope. And some weapons. He didn't say what kind, but he did say handgun.
Hey, Russell, line 1. Can Russell, line 1.
Sorry.
About a week before Donald was shot, I went to his house to take him some McDonald's. And he was higher than a kite, cleaning out his face. All the jewelry, he had it all separated, necklaces in a little bucket, watches in a bucket, just taking it all out. For whatever reason, he would not tell me. I'm just cleaning. You don't need no part of this.
When do you think the robbery took place?
It was within the week before he was shot, and I wouldn't even give it 7 days. I would say maybe 4 days before it happened, because Mom went to Donald's house, and she said that he pulled up right after her, and when he got out of his car, he was in a full DEA uniform. DEA jacket, hat, badge, the dark pants, the boots, the whole 9 yards. And she asked him why the hell he was dressed like that, and he said, I gotta go take care of business, sis. And that's all she told me.
All right. When did Laquan called you? When?
It was after his service on the 18th, because I remember him asking me why I wasn't there.
What did he want you to do?
Take him and Jody Henderson, who I've only met one time, and that was while one of the times Donald was locked up, before Leanne got locked up the first time when they found her in his attic.
Yeah.
I met Jody Henderson before they found her in the attic. Donald got mad that he was there, so he never come back, and I hadn't seen or heard from him again. Q started calling me on my cell phone, and I told him I'm at work. I work at a gas station.
How did he have the number?
He had my cell phone number.
How?
He said that Donald, me or Mom, one gave it to him. He couldn't remember, but it wasn't me.
Okay.
And it wasn't Donald, because the day that he walked in the room, the very first day I met him, he got a real scared look on his face, and he said, who is this?
Okay, what did he want, Charlie?
He said that he wanted me to drive him and Jody to several different department stores like Kmart and Target, Walmart, and he was going to go and get game consoles, clothes, shoes for his kids for Christmas. And then they were going to turn around and try to maybe sell, because they were all on sale. So it was right after Thanksgiving that they had the Black Friday and then the something on the Monday.
Yeah.
It was right around that sale. It was Sunday night when I was at work, and I was going to get off. Monday, he was going to go Monday morning at 3 o'clock. And he said that he would pay me $2,500. And he also knew, because the place that we were being evicted from, the 15th Street in West Point, where we were at when Donald first got shot, we needed $1,400 to be able to stay there. Well, we ended up coming up with 12, but when we moved, he didn't know that we had come up with the money, obviously, because when I told him that I didn't want to do it, he said, well, it's kind of hard to pass up $2,500 when you need $1,000 to keep your house. So, to get him to leave me alone, I told him, I would think about it. I would call him when I got off work. It'd be in between 12:30 and 1. I didn't call. he started blowing my work phone up around 11:30ish, 12 o'clock. Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? And he was calling every 5 minutes or so. Then they started to slow down until they stopped. Then he started calling my cell phone. At this point, I am off of work, in the car, late at night by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where he is or anything. And he just keeps on, and that's when I finally got aggravated. I told him, I said, nothing against you, but I don't know you, and I don't trust you.
How many times, Charlotte? How many times did you talk to him?
He texted my phone, I would say about 3 or 4 times, wanting to know if I talked to Donald or had Mom call him, because my mom and his girlfriend or wife, whatever she was, did not get along. So whenever he wanted to talk to my mom, he would text me. And then when it all got...
Stop. So your mom has had consistent contact with Quan?
Not recently, but she had it all the way up until I would say about at least 2.5 to 3 weeks after Donald. And I mean, quite often did they have contact, whether it was phone or even meeting up.
Does your mother sell drugs? Does your mother sell drugs too?
No.
She just uses them?
No, and if you ask her if she uses them, she'll tell you no too.
Oh, she was high as a kite yesterday.
Oh, I know, and yesterday she ain't done nothing in a month. When we got into it, I said, Mom, you're higher than a kite right now. You can't sit still. You won't shut up. I ain't done nothing in a month. She said, okay. And with her not knowing, how she left her car, I'm wondering if she still hadn't been to bed and, maybe she kind of nodded out. I don't know. But, person, face to face, I have seen him at Donald's twice. Mom brought him to my house once, and Donald ripped her ass for that because when he asked who I was, Donald didn't even tell him my name. He said, it's my niece. He's like, you need to know. Don't worry about her. And then Mom brought him to my house once, and then I've seen him face to face 2 or 3 times when he come into the marathon that I worked at to get gas.
Charlie, is it your belief that Laquan doesn't have the money?
That's hard to say. I don't know. Because he isn't in the car. But then again, he is standing outside of people's doors all night long, threatening them, asking them what they know. Why would somebody do that if they had what they wanted?
Charlie, do you know where the body is on Highway 44 that your uncle and Eric Graham killed?
He told me that there's an abandoned building up there that nobody's been to for years.
Where is it?
He just told me it was on the hill. He wanted me to take him there that night, and I wouldn't do it. After it was done, he kept asking me, you need to take me back. He was breathing when I left. I need to make sure that he's not. And I said, all right, take me there. Because I don't know if I want to see what's there, if it's even there. Because Eric Graham was sitting in the chair, and I asked him, did you all do this when you left? Did you go with him? No. We went over to Crystal, Crystal Oliver's house in the village, the Red House. I'm not sure what street it's on, but everybody knows it as the Red House because the whole front of it's just red. I could go right there and give you an address.
Sorry, I don't need it. I need to know where this abandoned building is, on which hill. Which hill we're talking about? Pendleton Hill?
Yes, he was talking about going up Pendleton Hill. He didn't say 44. I have never taken him off 44. Never. When you had me Google Map to to see if I could pull up an image of the house that I took him to that Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I seen how close it was to Weaver's Run and how Weaver's Run connected into 44 and was right there by Cow Ranch Road.
Yeah.
I lost it.
How come?
Because I feel like, well, one, we got into an argument because I made the wrong turn. Him and Leanne, I'd already told you, had been arguing the whole time. I'd been with him for 3.5 hours, 4 hours, off of Diane Street behind Circle K. And he was getting very agitated.
Okay,
I made a wrong turn. It was dark.
let's go back. And we've been through that story before.
Yeah.
But I need you to tell me, in relation to the A-frame shaped house, where is the abandoned building of where this body is at?
I don't know. He never told me. He just told me details that it was abandoned. He knows for a fact nobody had been there for years. There's nothing around it to where anybody's going to venture or be curious and wander over there. He even told me what all he supposedly did, how it all supposedly happened. When I asked Eric if this happened, he said no, they just went to Crystal. But Eric was sitting there cleaning a shotgun. Donald said he shot the guy with the shotgun. He had a big hole, blood was coming out, he couldn't hardly breathe. Then he beat him up a little bit, said he pulled out 10 of his teeth, 8 or 10 of his teeth, cut half of his tongue off, and he watched the guy limp away, and he said, he ain't gonna make it. Let's just go. When he got home, he got paranoid, and he just kept saying, what if he didn't die? What if he got help? I need to know. I need to see. Please take me back up there. I said, Donald, I'm not taking you up there. And I left. When I left, him and Leanne were in the front yard arguing. I was backing out of the driveway, and Donald took off running around the circle, barefoot, and some basketball shorts, and a hoodie. When I picked Leanne and his dog up that night before he did this, he had on black pants, black boots, black gloves with the fingers cut out, hoodie, a zip-up, sweat jacket.
Yeah.
There was navy blue or black, and then he had on his black leather jacket. He had on a black hat, and he had one of them face things down around his neck. It wasn't up over his face yet. And he just kept telling me, it's not safe here. I gotta go now, and you better be right behind me. When I dropped him back off, he was pouring sweat to the point where it looked like he just got out of a swimming pool and had not touched his towel.
When that happened, Charlie, when that happened, how much longer was it that they killed Donald?
It was just a couple weeks. Hold on, I have it wrote down in my book if you got a minute for me to look.
Yeah, go ahead. And while you're looking, why did they kill the guy?
Donald told me at first that some lady that he knew had a little boy. She was dating this man. She walked in on this man making the little boy perform oral sex on him. She did not want to go to the police or anything like that, and Donald felt like something needed to be done. So he threatened the guy to beat him up. Jim and Leanne was arguing because she got mad that he was telling me these things, and she said, how come you can talk to that bitch, but you can't tell me nothing? He said, because I can trust her, and I can't trust you. What the fuck did you do to him to make him come after you? And she started crying, and she said she didn't know. He said, well, now, to keep you safe, I've got to do what I got to do. Plus, he don't deserve to live after what he did to that little boy anyway. So that's the only 2 reasons I ever got told. He molested a little boy, and Leanne did something to this man to make him come after her, and Donald wasn't going to let anything happen to her.
Who is the guy? Do we have a clue?
No, he never told me a name. He told me I didn't need to know. He told me what he did, that it was on Pendleton Hill, an abandoned building, away from everything. You can tell nobody's been there in years. And he said, if anything happens to me, you'll know when to talk. I said, no, I won't. And he just said that I needed to get a hold of an old family friend. When you asked me why my mom would want me to avoid talking to you, and trusted some of the information about what Donald had did into her right after he was murdered, because I didn't want to believe that he could do that to somebody. And she ended up telling me, and she was like, you need to tell everything you know. I was willing to. But I kept telling her, Mom, that's not what he wanted. He wanted me to tell this person. Mom ended up tracking this person down, and they told her to tell me, do not talk to anybody, talk to them first.
Who did your mom track down, Charlie? My patients are wearing out with this case.
Sandman.
Who?
Sandman?
Okay, what's Sandman's real name?
Jerry something.
Is in the Reapers?
That I don't know, but probably because he was he used to be a friend of my grandmother's, and I was raised by my grandmother. He was a little scary. He was, before I was born.
Charlie, look, I can't go into all that. Listen to me. I want you to think of all the times that you took your uncle up to Sheila's in the A-frame house. He never...
There was only one time.
Okay, listen to me. Up on the hill, think what he said to you about where this abandoned building could be.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Right, when you pull into her driveway, how you face kind of like the side door, if you pull in like it's a parking space. I remember when I backed out, I looked to my right before I took off to go back down her driveway, and quite a distance away, there was like a barn type thing with nothing around it, no cars, no nothing. It was like on its own little gravel dirt looking road that it was so far away from her house that I didn't even think it belonged to her. But there was no house around it, no light. But it was like a pretty good sized little shed barn type thing. But it didn't look like it had been abandoned for years either. But I had only been to her house that one time, and I didn't even know who that was until Erica Lanham, I don't know how to say her last name. She's the one that told me that was Terri Walker's sister. She was talking very tough with Eric Graham. They were hanging out, they were meeting up. Her and Eric Graham met Mom within the first week and a half of Donald being gone. Within the first week of Donald being gone, Mom went down to the park in West Point on the river.
Yeah.
And she met up with Erica and Erica drove. Mom talked to both of them numerous times.
Since your uncle got killed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mom was trying to...
Okay. Look, listen. What is the deal? Why has your mother not been honest about any of this? Or less than forthcoming, shall we say?
Because she's scared.
Who's she scared of, Charlie?
I think you.
Who is she? I know why she's scared, but who is she scared of?
You. Because she ended up telling me that she knew she needed to quit talking to him and quit trying to get information out of him on what he thought happened to Donald or who he thought did it to Donald. But she said that she was told by someone she needed to listen to, I don't know if it was you or maybe another cop, but someone told her that if she pulled away after talking to him the way that she did, and as much as she did, if she just stopped, that he would suspect something. And she was scared. When she come to...
Who called and told her that Laquan Owsley was in jail?
I did.
Y'all are... You guys are wearing me out. Both of you need to come out with it and tell me which one of the three shot your damn uncle. I can prove it another way, not a problem, to drag you into this. But you all having me chase my ass all over 3 freaking counties over your uncle, and I'm not going to use any bad language towards him, Charlie, but he was not a good guy.
I know.
It is ridiculous, and I'm going to tell you what. If you and your mother do not get together over the weekend and both of you all decide to come clean with what the Sam hell has happened in this case, I swear to God I will not crack another piece of paper on it.
She won't tell me nothing.
I'm done.
Just like she met you yesterday, and she called me because she's mad that I didn't go and saying that y'all had all this new information that y'all told her, and she's not telling me any of it. She knew some things about Tasha.
That's what I'm saying. You all are playing each other.
But I'm not. I have 2 kids. I just lost my house. I just totaled my car. I knew that I was getting evicted. My mom was living in my house. She had just lost her job. She had just messed her knee up and was looking at surgery. And I was going to pay for her $150 specialist or surgeon visits.
Charlie, listen. I don't buy.
I gave him $700 of my money to hold. I don't even know where he put it.
Charlie.
I lost him.
Charlie. Your uncle and Laquan robbed this guy in the West End for an excess of a lot of money. Did Laquan sell him out, or did Terri Walker and Tony Holt sell him out and kill him? That's all I want to know. And then I think you do know.
I swear to God, I would tell you I love that man, and I cry every day. Every day I cry. I can't accept that he's gone. I don't believe it. I called his phone the other day. It's been shut off. I read his messages. I look at his pictures. Do I think Leanne could have done it? Yes. Because the Tuesday before he was shot, Q left out of there and called talking about how me and Mom needed to get down there because Leanne had Donna Wayne pinned up in the house trying to stab him. She shot her own self in the head. If he wouldn't have hit her arm, she wouldn't even be here.
Oh, I don't really care. Laquan was screwing Leanne and has been the whole time that she was living with your uncle. It only stopped when she got locked up from here that day.
And I didn't know any of that until Donald told me.
Exactly. Another tidbit of information that you could have provided 3 months ago without me having to interview 50 some odd people to get it. That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry that I quit calling. But when you didn't return my call those few times, I asked Mom, what do I do? Because I was going to come down there to the station. And she said she'll get with you when she's ready to talk to you.
Charlie, where is the money at?
I don't know. If I knew, I wouldn't be homeless with my 2 kids, I'll tell you that.
No, I'm not saying you've got it. Did Laquan take the money?
I don't know. I've never seen it. I don't know where it was. I didn't even talk to Donald.
Is it in the floor at Donald's house?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Then why would Eric Graham say that's where it's at?
I don't know, but a lot of Donald's floors, I'm sure you've been in there, where his pool table is, that's concrete.
It's nasty. Was it in the safe?
Like I said, a week before they did this, he cleaned everything out of the safe. The Jenny Smith girl told me that, because she showed up right as I was leaving,
Oh.
she said she stayed there for a couple hours and helped him put everything back, or most everything back. I will tell you, I took Donald to his house. It was not even a whole week before he was shot. And as you can see, there was filth and clothes everywhere, I'm sure. It was like that when you went in there. In his room, his whole floor had at least 2 feet of clothes that you had to walk on. There was no floor. All of these clothes had been moved all the way up his closet door because there was no door there. Blocking it off all except for maybe 2.5, 3 feet at the very top.
Right.
I asked him about it. I said, Donald, what the hell are you doing? Why do you have them down the clothes here? And he looked at me and said, don't worry about it. There's a reason. And then when Leanne walked out of the room, he stuck his head, kind of tiptoed and looked in the hole that was still left at the top of the door. And so I kind of leaned over there and looked, and that's what his attic is. I didn't know that.
Are you talking about in the closet?
Yeah, his bedroom closet.
Oh, it's not up there.
He did say, because I looked in there, and
Listen to me. If Laquan took the money back from your uncle, he's in jail, where would the money be?
Well, the night that I met him, he was threatening people. You felt like somebody in Donald's circle. Hold on 1 second. We're at the tax place and they need to see that I'm here and I don't want them to know that I'm on the street. Just done? Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. The night that I met you at Darling's house the very first time, I would not make eye contact with him because I could tell Donald didn't want me to have anything to do with this.
Okay, we've been through all that. Just answer the question.
About how he felt like somebody in Donald's circle was a rat. He said that he just got out of jail from some serious time, and it caused his baby mom to hang herself, his kid to get taken. He's got his kid back, and he would kill somebody before he went back and lost his kid. And then he made the comment, I killed 12 motherfuckers out of a 13 group. Weren't paying him no attention, just hitting his chicken bone. And Q kind of leaned in to go on the face. She said, look at me. I'm telling you right now, I don't care who you are or you. I will kill you before I go back. And Donald still didn't catch on that threat wasn't just to his circle, it was to him too. She was also telling Leanne that, like, I don't know her real well, but I can see she's a down chick. She'll be there for you. Guess he knew that because he knew her. But I do know he didn't come around until maybe at the most 3 months before Leanne got out of jail. And then she gets out of jail, and then within 4 or 5 months, he's dead. 6 months after this dude and her come back into the picture.
How much did Laquan go up on the hill?
I'm sorry?
The gentleman had some questions about carrying a bomb.
Do what?
I didn't hear you.
How many times does Laquan go up on the hill?
That I'm not sure either. I've never even met Terri Walker. I don't even know what she looks like.
How did he integrate himself into the village, being an African American?
Well, my husband asked me the same question because my uncle didn't have black friends. And my husband's mixed. My husband is mixed. He's the only black one that was ever at my uncle's house. And then right around the time that Q comes into the picture, so does some black girl, a black guy named Cookie, a black guy that they call Black. And I actually have the Jenny Smith girl. I don't know if anybody's told you about her, but if they haven't, they should have. Because my mom told me she told you Donald was a user, not a dealer, correct?
Your mom told me what?
I'm not going to lie to you. You know what he did.
Your uncle?
Yes. He was a dealer. He didn't deal much. He didn't get big quantities, but he did give little amounts here and there. You know, I heard him on the phone talking to people about, you know, a G and nothing ever much more than that. I think the most I ever heard him say anything about was a ball.
Charlie, just stop right there. I don't care. Your uncle was rolling some big dope. All I care about is who shot him. No more, no less.
I want to know too. But I do know.
Okay, all right. Look, call me later.
Money.
Listen, I'm going to get off the phone. Call me later and let me know how your mother's doing, and then she and I are going to have another conversation.
Okay,
When she's
but I will let you know.
When she's not high like she was yesterday.
When I seen her in the ambulance, no, she didn't act like that, but she was really hysterical, apologizing, saying she didn't need to drive no more because she didn't even remember what happened. And then, like I said, she just got on to, she seen Donald and she wouldn't leave it alone.
Well, she may go from the hospital to jail then. Call me if they lock her up, okay?
Okay, and I do want to let you know that the Wednesday night that I was with him, he had no money because he was mad at me. He wanted to borrow $50. I was going to let him borrow it, but he was going to give it back to me before I dropped him back off on Diane Street. Well, it didn't work out like that, and when I dropped him off at 10:45 that night to be at work by 11:30, I told him, I need that money back, Donald. That's my grocery money. You know, I have my kids. Well, that just fucked me right there, and he got mad and threw my money at me, and he left. So he was hurting for $50, and I'm wondering if my husband told me no, but what if the $50 that he was needing so bad could have done it? But I was also told by Erica Lanham, or however the hell you say it, she had showed me messages on her phone. I'm the one that told her to come to you, between Eric and Jasmine.
Yeah.
Terri Walker, if she didn't tell you, owns some property in West Point.
Yes.
Erica was running that. Terri Walker has asked Erica to come out there because she calls me scared when she does it several times since Donald's been murdered, and Erica says she just don't want to be out there. She can't be where that happened at.
Right. So Erica Lanham is renting a house in West Point from Terri Walker and her dad?
Mm-hmm. Yep. She actually comes to my house. I could pull it up in my messages to see the exact date. She came to my house and hung out. She went to Dairy Queen and got me and my kids something to eat. We all had lunch together. And then later on that day, she was supposed to be meeting Terri Walker at the house in West Point because her ex-husband wouldn't let her in there to get her stuff, and they were being evicted, so Terri Walker was going to be nice and let her get her stuff.
Okay. All right. I remember that. All right. All right.
But Erica did tell me
Go ahead. Where's your mother in the hospital at?
I'm sorry, you cut out.
Where do they take your mother to the hospital at?
St. Mary and Elizabeth.
Okay, got it.
But Erica did tell me that Eric, I'm pretty sure, and Jasmine said that you come up there that morning. And him and Donald had words, and they didn't know what about, but they knew, she kept saying, give me my shit. I want mine. And they said, Donald kept telling me, oh man, you got enough to hold you over. Let shit die down.
Who told you that, Erica?
Said that she was told by Eric and Jasmine.
Okay.
But
So-
she's also in with Terri Walker, so I kind of slowly distanced myself from her.
So she was told by Jasmine that Q came up
And
there that
Eric,
morning?
because he hurt. I'm sorry?
She told, Erica Lanham was told by Jasmine that Q came up there that morning wanting his shit.
He just kept saying he wanted his shit. And Donald kept telling him, let it die down, let it die down. And all Jasmine said was, the argument got heated. And she wouldn't say nothing else.
What did she say? I'm sorry.
The argument between them, they had words.
Right.
And it turned to being heated.
Okay. That was the morning he got killed, right?
Yes. Yes. He called me, Tasha, I don't know if you want to consider her his wife or whatever you want to call her, Tasha. She come to my house the day that Donald was shot. After I said Redbone, she didn't want to be alone, so she come to my house with me. She admitted to me that Donald called her a couple days before that Saturday, asking her for directions to Terri Walker's house. Said some stuff was going down and he needed a safe place to go. He called me and texted me that Friday night. It was like 8-ish, 9-ish, and I was at work, so I didn't answer. I got off at 11:30, and by the time I got home and ate something, it was like a little after 12, so I didn't call back.
Mm-hmm.
But I know if I would have, he wouldn't have went to her house. So trust me, if I knew who shot him, you would know, because I feel like I could have prevented it.
Charlie,
I could have prolonged it.
how long have you known about Erica Lanham and Eric Graham saying that Q came to get his shit the morning that he was killed?
I did not know about that until she come forth with me, to me about the Facebook messages, where Eric was using her Facebook,
Yeah.
or using her phone and left his Facebook logged in, talking to Jasmine about, who woke you up and said that Donald was shot. Who told you it happened in the basement? Then that's when you could see that a call come directly through from Jasmine's number. And she said that's where he had her on speakerphone, and Erica heard her say, if somebody told you that somebody had just been shot and you didn't know what happened, wouldn't you listen and clean it up?
All right. Have your mother call me when she gets out of the hospital. All right?
Okay, I will.
All right.
But Erica was supposed to let you know all of that. All of it. Because that's why I gave her your number. I said, I'm not going to relay this because it's hearsay. Would you please get in touch with her? Tell her that, I'm the one who gave you the number.
I'll find her. She live down in the village, too?
She is actually, the last I talked to her, her truck was broke down, and she's staying on Diane Street in the room in the house that Donald was in Wednesday night when I dropped him off. Chuck's house. I don't know his last name, I just know him as Chuck.
Okay.
If you turn on Diane Street...
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
I hope I helped you, but
You
I
did.
swear to God I don't know who did it.
I know. All right. Thank you, Charlie.
You're welcome.
Nothing like that ever around.
It's the fourth time, Brian, I've done an interview where that has come up.
If she backs out, because when you pull in Stupid's house, the side door's looking at you, and that she pulls
She had
right
but see,
in. If
this-
she
this
backs
is-
out and looks that way,
Which way? No, which way are you talking about? If she's
towards
looking,
Johnny Scott,
is that toward Weaver's Run or away from Weaver's
towards
Run?
44.
Gotcha. All right.
There's an abandoned trailer, but there's no barn.
Do you remember when they did that search warrant up there on Holt? Allegedly, there was blood all in that trailer, and they were going to Blue Star it to see.
It seems like I heard something.
That was what, 6 months before this. You know.
But there's no abandoned places up there that you can.
But do you get the point? You get, for a young lady who's only been to Sheila's one time, she certainly had a lot of specifics about the house.
And it was dark.
Yeah, the side door. She told me before it was the A-frame.
She's telling you just enough.
Just bits and bits. It's ridiculous. I'm getting ready to shit can this case. If I hadn't have spent so much time on it. You know, I get it's a dangerous group of people that they run with. But you know what, Brian? That's the price you pay.
Well, that bitch up on the hill is tied into everything.
Oh, yes, she is.
Sooner or later, oh God, she gets it. Somebody will whack her, I'm telling you.
You leave it open now. I'm done with all. I'm just, oh my God, these crazy ass people.